Hello everyone, it is Frida here, and of course welcome back to my channel. Now I'm doing something different. I've had some requests about some of my Star Wars books and to give a review, and I'm not going to review all of them. I'm going to review probably my latest ones. The last one I read was Thrawn Alliances. You know, it's difficult to do book reviews because there's so much content versus a movie or an episode of a show. There's a lot packed in to this thing. And so I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts. Overall for me, this is actually, I think this is my first Timothy Zahn book. I wanted to read the first Thrawn book, but after watching Rebels, I realized that I didn't love Thrawn as everyone else did. Everyone really hyped him up to be this awesome character, and I like him. I don't dislike him, but if you're gonna spend your time reading novels, you really got to be into the character. I am purely here for Vader and Anakin. Anakin is probably my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. It always changes, but for right now, it's Anakin and Vader. But what I can say about this book is that I enjoyed it immensely. So what the story is about is basically you have two time periods. So you have a time period where you have Thrawn and his interaction and his happenstance meeting with Anakin Skywalker. He's on a mission to go find Padme. Padme was on a mission to go find, I think, one of her handmaidens or one of her head deputies who got lost. And so they were on a mission and Anakin ran into him. This is during the Clone Wars. On a mission, and they ran into each other and they had to team up in order for Thrawn to get what he needed to get done for his people and Anakin to find Padme. It just so happens that their paths were perfect for each other and perfect for helping each other, and we kind of learn how they interact. Then on the other side of the story, we have Darth Vader and Thrawn. So at this point, Thrawn is now part of the Empire. He is a Grand Admiral, which is a huge honor, and he is a trusted advisor of the Emperor, and Vader's kind of like, I don't know if I'm not feeling this, because the Emperor is supposed to be me and him, and then you have Thrawn coming in, and he's having secret meetings, he doesn't really know what's going on, and he doesn't really love it. And, of course, he's very self-conscious, because he knows that it's possible that Thrawn could figure out that he used to be Anakin, because we all know that no one in the galaxy knows that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker. So I think the thing I enjoyed the most about this book that I think was done really well was the mix of the time period. So you would go through a chapter or two and you'd be in the Clone Wars, and then the next chapter or two you would be in the Empire and see Vader and Thrawn interact. And so they're also on their own mission set by the Emperor because there's a disturbance in the Force and we have to see them work together. And as they work together, Vader and Thrawn's like, you know what? You seem really familiar to me. And we know that Thrawn is obsessed with details. He's obsessed with clues and figuring everything out. And he just knows that Vader is Anakin, and it's just such a great insight into Anakin, and it's very well written in the sense that you understand the action, you know what's going on. I think sometimes when you write a Star Wars book, getting that action right is very important because there's so much going on. A lot of it's fantasy. I really enjoyed that a bunch, but more than anything, if you are interested in Vader and you're interested in Anakin, the books are really great because it gives you a chance to really see what Vader's thinking and how he feels about the Emperor and Thrawn and all the people who were under him and all the things that are going on in the galaxy. And that's something that you don't get when you watch the movies, and there's not a lot of Vader content in terms of film. There's lots of comics, the books, and so if you're interested, if you liked the Vader fan film, then the books will be for you because you're getting more of the Emperor and Vader interaction. You're getting more of the inside of what it's like to be Vader and be in the suit and really resent the Emperor and not trust people. And the thing that I love the most about this book are those moments when Thrawn and Vader are with each other. Vader can't help but go back to what it was like with Anakin. It's like being with an old friend from high school that you saw 20 years ago, and you're like, I'm a different person. Like, I'm not that person anymore. But really deep down, when you're with that person, they bring these memories out of you. And seeing how Vader has to struggle with memories of Padme, memories of being a Jedi, he's constantly suppressing and saying, oh no, that's the Jedi. He calls him the Jedi. He calls Anakin Skywalker the Jedi, not Anakin, not me. He thinks of him as a completely different person, and it's fascinating. And so yeah, guys, I recommend this book. I think the third act, it fell apart for me a little bit on the side of Thrawn and Vader. I thought that their final act of their mission wasn't that interesting, but the final act of Thrawn and Anakin and Padme, I just loved. I really adored it. I know some people didn't like this book, but it depends on what you want to get out of it. I don't love Thrawn. I don't love Thrawn because it's constantly just like Rebels, where it's like, well, you know, according to my plan, and if I do this, and everyone has so much patience with him, and I know that he's brilliant, and he's good at what he does, and he's kind of the Emperor's right-hand man, and that's what keeps Vader under control and from wanting to, like, choke him to death. But it's always a little frustrating for me because he's constantly planning ahead, and I always doubt a little bit that people would have that much patience for him, but maybe that's me talking about my patience for Thrawn. So I don't love Thrawn, but I love Vader, I love Anakin, and if you do too, you guys should read this book. So I recommend it, and I guess that's all I'm going to say. So thanks for watching. I will be sure to catch you guys on my next video, and of course, have a great day. Bye-bye.